Hi, what's up, folks? Lynn Ray here, and today I want to talk about meaningless things. Now, I have this book here that I'm reading. I've got like a billion books all over the place, and this is the book I chose to read today. Now, honestly, this is kind of a side note. I find that I don't actually read books completely through anymore, and maybe I should change that. But I find that reading a chapter or two or three. And then moving on to another book I feel is just a bit more beneficial for me at this time in my life. But maybe I'll change that up in 2020. Who knows? But anyways, I've got this book here. This book is a Stoic meditation book. Basically, it has proverbs, lessons, quotes from the Stoic philosophers of the past, such as people like Seneca, Epictetus, Marcus Aurelius, and so on, right? So those philosophers from that era. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and read this quote, give you my opinion on what it means. And I'd actually, if you feel the need or the urge to, go ahead and reply down below and tell me what you think, what your thoughts are, and what you feel this quote actually means. So here's the quote. And this is from Seneca, Moral Letters 77.16. So 77.16, Moral Letters. You know what wine and liquor taste like. It makes no difference whether 100 or 1,000 bottles pass through your bladder. You are nothing more than a filter. So, again, this is only my second time reading this quote. I'll tell you what I thought the first time I read the quote. The first time I read it, I felt some type of way about being called nothing more than a filter. But after a little bit of thought there, I think that he's not calling us nothing more than a filter because we're unimportant. I think he's saying that we are just a filter because the other things are unimportant, right? So obviously, this is, we're human, right? So we are human. We love the finer things in life. We love fine wines and fancy cars and big houses and boats, all those types of things. We love all that stuff, right? We're human, right? We love those fine things. But in the end, what do they really mean? Are they really that important? Sure, they make us feel good. They make our life easier. They make our life comfortable. But in the end, are they really worth anything, right? So according to him, I don't think they're worth anything. And as I get older, I start to believe that they're not really, those things aren't really, they're not as important as we think that they are. So here's what I believe is most important. I believe that having experiences, learning and teaching is what's most important. So think of it this way. We're in this life, we have all these experiences, right? And what do we get from those experiences? Whether they're good or bad. We learn something, usually, right? So I feel that it's important I feel that it's important that we have these experiences, we take note of them, whether they be good or bad, take a lesson from them and pass that lesson on to someone else. I think that's what's most important. When we pass on to the, whatever you believe, if you believe we go to heaven or hell, or, we pass on to another dimension, whatever you believe, right? When we pass on, guess what happens to all the material things that we have in this world? They stay here, right? And guess what happens to those material things after they've been in this world a long period of time? They crumble, they go away, they burn down, etc., right? They pretty much turn to dust eventually. And the only thing we really have that gets passed on from one person to the next is knowledge, lessons learned, things like that, which is why it's very important that we all read books, right? Books have that knowledge. Books have that knowledge that gets passed on from generation to generation. So I think that that's what's most important, having the experience, learning from that experience and passing it on to your loved ones or the world. And I believe that's what's most important. All the other things are nice to have. We're all human. We all want them. But in the end, they are truly meaningless. The only real important thing is obviously your loved ones and passing on knowledge to the next person. So that's all I got. If you feel any other type of way about that, you have another interpretation of that quote, go ahead and type that below, and hope to hear from you guys, and I'll talk to y'all later. Peace.